Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea news. The narrative at the moment is that it's all about Enzo Fernandez. That's the narrative. Not even Marc Cucurella. A lot of people seem to be quite okay with Marc Cucurella said, when in essence, if anything, what Marc Cucurella has said is a lot more scathing than what Enzo Fernandez is doing. But nonetheless, Enzo Fernandez is public enemy number one. That seems to be the case. And the journalists, the media, the ownership, the briefings, they want us to have our mind and concentration towards Enzo Fernandez, that he is the one who's creating all the chaos at Chelsea Football Club. Our demise, our bad luck, our situation right now is all due to Enzo Fernandez. He's the culprit. Get him out, and all of a sudden we are going to be title contenders next season. All of a sudden we are going to make it to Champions League this season. We'll qualify for Champions League, and the next season we'll be winning Champions League as well. This is the sort of vibe that he's a rogue, he's a disease, and he needs to go. So we're going to talk about that in more depth. There's also news in regards to how Reece James, ladies and gentlemen, he's signed a new contract. He believes in this ownership. He believes in the project. So what seems to be the problem? Reece believes in it. He's ready to carry the bricks. It must be Enzo Fernandez who is the problem. Reece James will talk about that, why he feels so strongly about this ownership. And apparently Cole Palmer has been assured as well that since Reece James has signed the new contract, he believes in the ownership. He believes in the future of Chelsea Football Club. Cole Palmer tends to think that if Reece believes in it, then it's good enough for me as well. So once again, Enzo Fernandez is the public enemy number one, that he doesn't believe in all this. Others do. Get rid of him and we'll be all hunky-dory once again. This is what people want us to believe. So we're going to talk about all of this in details. And the other factor is that the Chelsea ownership, apparently they will pivot. They will make some important signings in the upcoming summer window. They want us to be competing at the highest level. They want us to believe this on the 5th season coming up. Like as if the word idiot is written on my forehead and I'm just going to believe everything and anything these guys say. No, never, not at all. Every single day, the message is simple and clear, which is Blueco out. They need to sell up. And the only process I believe in is the selling process. These lot need to go out because I don't believe in any of this anymore. I don't care whether we go on a winning run. I still will not believe it because these guys are the massive culprits of this situation right now. Now, let's get in on the act and let's have a look at what Max is saying. If you guys don't follow Max, make sure you guys follow Max. Brilliant. Honestly, he gets a lot of flack on social media and it's not right. One of the top news aggregators out there, give him a follow and follow his page, Max as well. PYS is his main page, is the news aggregator page. But on this page, Max, this is his personal account. There's a lot of internal info that Max he knows a few people, and believe me, a lot of the stuff that he says is quite accurate. So let's have a look at what Max has had to say recently on the current Chelsea situation. Understand many of Chelsea's squad members agree with Marc Cucurella's comment about the recruitment strategy. Captain Reece James is understood to have sought assurances during contract talks around future plans, with both James and Rosenior feedbacking the need for more mature and experienced players who can help during setbacks and on and off the pitch. So, don't know why the light is flickering, but do apologize for that. Hopefully it'll stop flickering. Let me have a look. Stop flickering, please. Hopefully, well, looks like it's died down. It is what it is. We'll try and sort out the light some other time. Now, coming back to this situation, Captain Reece James is understood. So let's highlight this situation. Is understood to have sought assurances during contract talks around future plans, with both James and Rosenior feedbacking the need for more mature, experienced players who can help during setbacks on and off the pitch. Look, this is great, right? Like this sentence right here, you think, oh, fantastic. You know, future looks brilliant. Reece James got assurance. Then we need to bank on Reece James. How am I meant to sit here and just believe that, yes, this is going to happen? And what type of mature and experienced players are they going to get? Are we going to get the right players? Are we going to get players that actually hold experience at the highest level, have done it at the highest level, whether it's in the Champions League, whether it's in the Premier League or other leagues at that top level, want stuff, mentally strong as well, can guide some of a younger player? Are we going to get that type of player? Because those players will demand a higher wage. Are we going to pay those kind of wages? Those players could potentially even demand a higher transfer fee as well. Are we going to do that? We've categorically said that we're not in the business of paying those big wages to any of the players that we buy, because apparently it might unsettle the current playing group. So it's all fine and dandy to come and tell us all of this and make us happy, but are you actually going to go through with it? And why should I believe you now? You've gone through 4 seasons, entering the 5th. Why should I believe you now? Did you not know about all of this before? Why is this a revelation now? Why is this a realization now? And what will happen, because if you guys remember, after the Club World Cup, a lot of us said this upcoming summer window is a huge one. That's what a lot of us said. And they disappointed us. What makes us believe that this upcoming summer, they won't disappoint us again? And what happens if they do? What then? We enter another season where we just write that season off. How many seasons are we going to keep writing off, ladies and gentlemen? Further on, goes on to say, sources have also said that he and others are much less impressed with Enzo Fernandez, with some taking his comments as a sign of giving up on this season with so much left to play. I don't know. I don't know about Reece James, whether this is, sources have also said that he and others, so Reece James is probably who they refer as he, and others are much less impressed with Enzo Fernandez. Look, I'm not going to hide the fact that what Enzo Fernandez is doing, yeah, it is unimpressive at the moment, but I can't get mad at him because he's been forced into this situation. Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella, as I've been saying for the past few videos, these guys are doing what they're doing, and this is a manifestation and a byproduct of what the ownership has created so far. The ownership are incompetent. The ownership are not proactive. The ownership is, just foul decisions over and over again. Foul decisions. And their policy of just bringing in youth and not looking at experience, like quality experienced players. And in every other facets of the football club, they've been so damn incompetent. This is what drives, the situation right now in regards to Marc Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez. Marc Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez would not be doing this if Chelsea Football Club was run in a very, very professional manner. They would not even dare to do that. They are doing this because our ownership is so pathetic. This is why they feel like, well, why do I need to hold myself back? So coming back to this point, sources have also said that supposedly Reece James and others are much less impressed with Enzo Fernandez. Well, Enzo Fernandez is trying to uphold some level of standard at Chelsea Football Club. If these lot are unimpressed by Enzo Fernandez right now, they need to look at themselves as well. Like, are they upholding the values of Chelsea football? Are they upholding the club to a higher level? People need to understand, Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella, whatever they're doing right now, it's not because they hate Chelsea football. They want to see Chelsea Football Club at a higher level. And under this ownership, it's just not happening, and it won't happen. So these lot, they need to get in line. They really do get in line. With some taking his comments as a sign of giving up. Well, haven't we given up as a fan base? Is it just Enzo Fernandez that's giving up? Haven't we as a fan base already given up as well? I certainly have this season. What am I going to get excited about? Look at the way we've got thumped in the Champions League. Look at the way we've dealt ourselves in the Premier League. Why should I be? Look at the way how we crashed out of the Carabao Cup. Why should I be excited about this season? Why? Look at all the seasons under this ownership, bar last season under Enzo Maresca, and he parted ways as well. Why should I be so optimistic? Why? We're at a point that we have given up. We need this ownership gone. So I don't understand why we should feel angry that Enzo Fernandez has given up. Enzo Fernandez is only acting the way Marc Cucurella has said what he said. Enzo Fernandez wants an exit. So does Marc Cucurella, and I'm pretty sure others as well. But let's not sit here and now try and pretend that, Enzo Fernandez is the one that's giving up. The club is run in a foul manner, and this is why it's driving some of these players to act like this. We need to understand. We need to understand this. We can't just be sitting here and thinking, Enzo Fernandez is just acting on his own accord without being provoked. We can't be thinking that way. The club is being stupid, and Enzo Fernandez is, I guess, reciprocating to that matter. Liam Rosenior has spent the international break working with his staff and the directors on how to address mental and physical fatigue. Rosenior is understood to be stressed but working hard. Chelsea's current position is that they have little appetite to change manager again, with many squad members fed up with the constant instability and changes. Moises Caicedo and Levi Colwill have been mentioned in circles as good options to take over as vice captain should action decide to be taken. Rosenior is expected to be asked tomorrow on Enzo Fernandez's future and vice captain. Look, Enzo Fernandez, I'd be shocked if he continues to be a vice captain. I think you need to strip that off, but that's neither here nor there. That's not the biggest issue here. I don't want to make this Enzo Fernandez problem. At the moment, it doesn't matter who the vice captain is. This entire team, the focus should be the ownership. I just can't be sitting here worrying about the team. Who cares? Who cares? These guys have all checked out. After Enzo Maresca got sacked, they're all checked out. Let's see. Once this, now the international break is over, let's see what type of mood some of these players come back with. You'd have to assume the mood should be shit off the back of what Enzo Fernandez has done and off the back of what Cucurella has done. You'd think that there would be tension. So for me, it doesn't matter who the vice captain is, all right? But I get it if Enzo Fernandez is stripped off that. I understand that. And if you strip off Enzo Fernandez as vice captain, then you might as well not start him anymore. Seems like he wants to leave, so you might. So I don't want to all of a sudden now see Enzo Fernandez start. Then, it's further slap on Chelsea Football Club and how this football club is run. It just shows that, we've not really learned anything. And as I said, I'm not having a go at Enzo Fernandez here, but if you're so mad, which it seems like you are, right? The briefing's coming out and saying that, we're very disappointed with Marc Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez. The ownership is very disappointed and hurt. Well, if that's the case, let's see. See you drop Cucurella and Enzo Fernandez. Show me that you're going to do that. And if you don't do that, that's quite pathetic, isn't it? Not that I want them to be benched or exiled, because Enzo Fernandez and Marc Cucurella are top players. Liam Rosenior has spent the international break working with his staff and the directors on how to address mental and physical fatigue. Liam Rosenior, the bottom line, he shouldn't be a Chelsea manager. This is the one that I wanted to point out. Chelsea's current position is that they have little appetite to change managers again. Look, I'm telling you, if we move in with Liam Rosenior next season, we're going to be in massive trouble. He's not cut out. I'll be shocked if he still sticks around. Massively shocked. He's not cut out to be a Chelsea manager, and the season will be a write-off immediately next season. I'm telling you right now. So, yeah, we will probably see another sacking or another parting ways. It was a huge mistake to bring in Liam Rosenior. Huge mistake. So let's see. Let's see what happens with Liam Rosenior down the track. Obviously, this season, Liam Rosenior will continue. I'm pretty positive we're not going to make Champions League football. If we do, massive miracle. Because with the state of the club right now and how the players are feeling, I highly doubt we're going to make Champions League football. PYS, Cole Palmer has had reassurance from the Chelsea board. And why has Reece James signed a new deal? The captain must have been impressed when he discussed summer targets with the hierarchy. I mean, more bullshit news coming through. There are suggestions of a shift in recruitment this summer, that part of the focus on youth stemmed from a desire to reset after money wasted on the older players. João Pedro was an established Premier League player when he joined from Brighton last summer. Chelsea also considered a top international defender in January. This is coming from Guardian. Look, yeah, João Pedro, I like that kind of signing. But believe me, I don't know. I don't know whether Chelsea Football Club are going to continue doing that level of signing moving on. If you ask me, for instance, who would I be looking at in the Premier League that can help us in defense? Someone like Murillo. I like Lacroix from Crystal Palace. And there are other good defenders out there, but we're not going to do that. Those defenders will, those clubs will ask for a lot more money, a lot of money in terms of transfer fee. Those players will probably demand more wages, and it's not going to happen. João Pedro, we got lucky. Brighton, we've got a good relationship with, and he wasn't on big wages at Brighton. But there's not too many players that fall into that category. And just because João Pedro worked out doesn't mean that, the similar approach and that type of profile will always work out. Sometimes you need to go and get the one that truly makes sense. So, look, don't sell me on this nonsense about there are suggestions of a shift in recruitment this summer. I'm not going to fall for this. I'm just not going to fall for this. And look how these journalists, they're moving, man. Trying to get us back on track, getting us, brainwashed. I'm not going to get myself brainwashed. Not this time. Until I see a prolonged period where, okay, the club is moving the right way, I'm not willing to change my stance. My stance is clear. Blue co out, and you can definitely sell, and you must sell. And that's the process that I'm going to trust. The selling process. I will not sit here and take some of these briefs and act all of a sudden, they've said that they're going to change their direction of recruitment and just fall for it, because I'm not. And I'm not going to sit here and believe Cole Palmer has had reassurance. If anything, Cole Palmer, I'm telling you, he's the next player that's going to create a lot of noise. If he hasn't already created a lot of noise, I'm pretty certain Cole Palmer, he doesn't want to stick around at Chelsea Football Club for too much longer. And he's struggling as well at the moment. But the one that really annoys me is Reece James. Because of what he said recently with his contract extension, it's created a bit of a divide within the playing group. Chelsea are impressed with Enzo Fernandez, and some believe it won't be a disaster if he goes. It would have to be a big fee, and Spanish sources say Real Madrid are not about to pay 100 million. Well, this is going to become a problem. If you're not going to sell Enzo Fernandez because you're going to hold on to a large amount of fee as his transfer fee, which, okay, Chelsea has the right to do that, no problems, but you don't want this to be a problem. He's an asset, but you don't want to get to a situation where the asset starts depreciating because now you've put him into the bomb squad. And Enzo Fernandez will not accept being in the bomb squad. I'm telling you right now. He'll force something, even if it's a loan, a couple of seasons on loan, and then a permanent solution, much like Lukaku. Either way, I don't see Enzo Fernandez being at Chelsea Football Club next season. I'll be shocked after this international break's over that Enzo Fernandez starts on a regular basis for us, because after what he has done and how he has twerked for Real Madrid, if Chelsea want to start acting like, we're a organization that needs to be respected, then you don't start him. As I said, I've got no issues with Enzo Fernandez. I really don't. But, right now, I want to see how my football club reacts. Are they actually going to change or not? Next up, Last but not least, there are suggestions of a shift. Well, that's coming from Guardian. We've covered that. So yeah, bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, these are the latest news that's happening at the moment. Let me know your thoughts. Are you falling for some of this PR? Are you getting brainwashed? Because I'm certainly not. Comment below. Let me know. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time. Take care. See ya. Bye.